All right, joining us tonight, we have Poughkeepsie's own Vik Dalishus and Hale Collins joining us. Guys, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me.
All right, guys, we're from Poughkeepsie. You're from Poughkeepsie. For everybody listening out there tonight, they're going to get to know who Vik Dalishus is, who Hale Collins is, in case they don't know. If we can get right into it, maybe give the fans out there a little brief introduction to maybe who you are, how you got started, and we'll go from there. So, Vik, take it away. Let everybody know who Vik Dalishus is.
All right, well, hello, everybody out there. Thank you very much for having me on your podcast. Very proud of what you guys have become. You're doing an excellent job with another wrestling podcast. I'm very excited to see how far you guys have come. You're doing a great job, so kudos to both of you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Who I am a guy who loved wrestling his whole life, watched it growing up, all that good stuff. As soon as high school, well, actually, I guess we should start with the fact that the other guy on the phone, Hale Collins, him and I were good friends all throughout high school. We had, like, dueling high school wrestling leagues where we would mess with each other in the hall. Can I curse? Am I allowed to curse?
You can say anything you want.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, so we'd fuck with each other in the hallway, and I'd call him stupid names, he'd call me stupid names, and all that other stuff. So it went on for a long time, and, you know, I went away to college. I played football up in Utica, New York, started a college football team at Utica College. And then I did that for about a year, and then my parents came to visit me at school and brought me a newspaper article from the Post-Star up in Lake George at a wrestling school in Schenectady. And I had just gone to a Monday Night Raw and saw a couple of locals have some matches there. And I was like, well, shit, those guys wrestle at that place, and they train people, and those guys get on TV, so that's where I should go. So I would drive down to Utica, and from Utica to Schenectady, and do my whole deal and try to learn how to be a wrestler. I went to OVW down in Kentucky after I got, first initially trained in Schenectady, and then I did Dr. Tom camps and all that good stuff. And I got noticed, did some dark matches. I actually wrestled Sean O'Hare in my very first dark match for WWE before I went to OVW. Shane McMahon was our agent for the match, which was very odd and strange. And then the next day I wrestled Dave Danger, who wrestles up in World of Hurt Wrestling. And I have a victory over him in a WWE ring, a WWE victory. Yep, that's right. And then many losses after that. I did OVW for a couple of years. Then I wrestled for WWE, doing dark matches and things like that. Then I started the Now with my long-lost good friend, good close personal, long-time friend, Hale Collins. So we did the Now. We rock and rolled the best tag team there ever was and ever will be. Took over Poughkeepsie, started House of Hardcore with Tommy Dreamer. We run the wrestling school now. And hopefully coming to a town near you.
All right.
Does that sum it up?
Yeah. Now, Vik, that was pretty descriptive. Now, Hale, was your career started similarly, or how did you get into the business?
Like Vik, I was a wrestling fan my whole life. I started watching wrestling probably age around 4. I built my own ring when I was 9, plywood and rope and some metal poles. Then I remade the ring at 12. I made another wrestling ring when I was 15. I made another wrestling ring when I was 17. And then I really wanted to go to wrestling school, but my parents would not let me because they thought it was foolish. So I was a huge ECW fan. Nobody was a bigger fan than me at the time. So I just did a lot of research on wrestling schools, which one would be the best for me, because I wanted to go to the best one. And the one that showed me the most interest was Unpredictable Johnny Rod's wrestling school in Brooklyn at Gleason's Boxing Gym. Now, the reason why it stood out so much is because I I saw the alumni. It was Tommy Dreamer. It was Yvonne Dudley. Bill DeMott, Hugh Morris, Damien Demento, and a bunch of others. Taz. I mean, the list goes on, and they're all in ECW. And I'm like, well, the only place I ever wanted to go wrestle at that time was ECW. So I was like, that's the place for me. So I just August 3rd, the day after my 18th birthday, I told my parents I was going to work, but really I was sneaking down to Brooklyn, 2.5 hours there and 2.5 hours back. I would get there at 10 a.m. and then I would leave at around 7:30, 8 p.m. and come back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Long days. I was getting beat up by a lot of grizzled men, a lot of grizzled, bitter men. I was there with Prince Nana, Boogaloo, Lowrider. I was there with Matt Striker. Those are the guys I really spent a lot of time with there. And then the thing that broke me out of the school, because I was there for 3 years. I didn't really do much because when you go to John Haraz, you don't really leave the school until he gives you his blessing. But he knew I lived really far, so he was just like, "Yo, just do the thing, see what's out there." So I just started going to Dr. Tom camps, and the first Dr. Tom camp, I saw Mr. Vik Dalishus for the first time after high school and after over 3 years, and we just stayed in touch. I just kept wrestling in the past. He went down to OVW. I just kept doing my thing, and then we started the tag team in 2005 and tagged all over the country, and just really started taking over Poughkeepsie around 2007.
All right. Now you guys touched on the Now. You guys are the hometown heroes. You had a little bit of a falling out, but can you tell us anything about the Now? Vic, what's happening?
Well, I would say it was a little bit more than a falling out. I smashed him in the face with a steel chair. I then beat him up at the Civic Center. Made him bleed worse than ever bled. Had Bret Hart get involved, put me in a sharpshooter. Earl Hebner helped fix the wrong that was done to me. So we've had a nice little feud going on right there. But, we're also open to doing this Now thing one more time. Just because it was so good. I've beaten the shit out of him. He's beaten the shit out of me. We've been at wrestling school teaching kids for 2 years. We've had the best matches we've ever had are matches that nobody's ever seen. Mm-hmm. Matches that have been going on inside of a empty Mid-Hudson Civic Center for the last 2 years. And it's just been getting better and better and better. And I think maybe the time could be now to see another run at things. We're a little bit older, a little bit wiser, and sometimes you don't know when your time is now until the time is now.
All right, so what we're hearing is that we're going to see the return of Poughkeepsie's favorite tag team, the Now, guys. Jonathan, what do you think about that?
I've seen as someone that came into the Poughkeepsie scene a little late, I guess. I saw a start of when they were tag team, but then I also got to see you guys feud, and there were some amazing matches. I'm looking forward to this rekindling of a tag team, and you guys should be lucky to see some of these matches. Do you guys have your sights set on any specific tag teams, or are you just hoping to, get in and hit the ground running?
I'd just like to hit the ground running. I want to just show everyone how good we were and how good we are, because I feel like when we were a tag team, we peaked. We were just wrestling everybody, and it just came to a halt because we just wrestled everybody and just got repetitive. And now there's a lot of new exciting tag teams out there, and they put a lot of heart into themselves. So I really like to take advantage of that and wrestle and see who really is the best.
I just think it was a really good political answer that Hale gave right there. But the fact of the matter is, I think we're better than everybody. And when you put the two of us against two anybody's in the world right now, there's nobody better than us. I was at SmackDown. I was in there as an extra just 1 month ago, October 7th.
That's right.
Part of the Rosebuds, and I was part of a tryout. And I got to see what's out there, what people are doing, what the gimmicks are, what the best guys they brought in for a tryout in Philadelphia in front of William Regal. I got to see what's out there. And I got to tell you, I can't wait to be the now in front of some people. But it doesn't mean it's going to happen right away. We'll see how much interest there is and all those things. We may even still be fighting each other at House of Hardcore coming up in Philadelphia. I'm not sure what the plans are, but I don't know if we're going to be on the same team or not. It's going to be the plans for that are kind of crazy and all over the place. You never know where Tommy Dreamer's head's going to go. I've had this is like the seventh one, I think. I've seen his mind change 1,000 different times between build up to a show and then the day of the show. So you don't know what's going to happen. So, we'll see what the future holds for us as far as House of Hardcore and then working the scene, Daddy.
Yeah, we have to agree with Victor. Like, I feel like we can wrestle anybody in the world right now. So, like, I really think we can stand toe-to-toe with any tag team out there right now.
All right. Now, guys, talk a little bit about House of Hardcore. How did you guys get involved with Tommy Dreamer? How did you come up with House of Hardcore? And how did the whole school start? What was the whole plan behind it? And, a few years into it now, how's it going today?
Well, I would give the credit to Hale for the start of it. It was his idea to start it. So, just like the now. It was an opportunity because Vic had a building that was available to have like a lot of to place a wrestling ring in there, and we were like, we could get a wrestling ring, put it in there, and just train every day and just get better and better. And then we were just like, well, hell, why don't we just start training? Why don't we just start training people? And we both just kind of looked at it and were like, yeah, but what the hell, we don't, like, not many people know who we are, and we don't want to be those guys that open up a wrestling school. People just like, oh, well, who the hell are those guys to open up a wrestling school? So we definitely wanted to give some credibility to the wrestling school and everything. So we just wanted to, reach out to Tommy and say, hey, Tommy, you got this opportunity here to open up a wrestling school. You want to get back to some people and see what we're doing. He was all for it, and one thing led to another, and then the Civic Center opportunity came about, and the rest is history.
My question to both of you really is, what's it like now to kind of see some of your students doing really well, essentially because of your training? So we know that Ben Ortiz is the first graduate, really, of House of Hardcore, and I know you guys both had a lot to do with his success so far. So how does that feel as you're no longer being the wrestlers, but you're really training these guys?
Well, I know for me, it's been definitely learning a whole different side of the business, and it's one thing to do it, and it's another thing to teach it. And I think that the opportunity to come to House of Hardcore and learn from three totally different wrestling minds, as far as me, Hale, and Tommy, is a very unique opportunity. That's not so many schools out there have that, number one. Number two, we are very protective about who you see on independent wrestling shows as far as a House of Hardcore student. There's just not a lot of, you don't see a lot of this guy came from HOH, this guy came from H. Number one, because, you gotta prove it. You gotta want it. You gotta get through this, and you gotta, make sure that you respect where you came from, and you got Tommy's name on you. Yeah, you got my name on you, and you got Hale's name on you, but you got Tommy Dreamer's name on you. So, for you to get to the level of, our student Ben Ortiz or Fluffy the Bunny, maybe they're the same person, I'm not really sure. Speculation. But, to see a guy like him come through and do such a great job representing us in the school, and having a great opportunity. He was one of the students that was with me at that SmackDown tryout, and he did nothing but have a awesome showing for himself. So him and CJ Mira put on, I think, probably the best match out of 10 matches that were at the tryout there. I'm a little biased, so, you know, but it represented us very well. I was walking around like a proud peacock pretty much. So, you know, to see our guys get that level, you know, also we've been at TNA too. Like, I was there with those guys when they were backstage at TNA on Impact, and getting their very first chance to be in front of the camera and seeing how the big show works, and compared to what we do at HOH to what they do at the TNA show, and then they got to see what they do at SmackDown. Our guys are getting the opportunity to see all of these things at all these different levels. Like, we did a show last weekend where we wrestled in front of like 20 people. You know, you're at 20 people one week, and then, you know, we had a guy there's 20 people, and then next week he's in front of 10,000 people. So for me, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty amazing experience and a whole different part of this ride that I didn't know we were really going to get. But,
I agree. Like, it's kind of surreal in a way, you know, especially like, you know, like Ben Ortiz is really taking off. He's a real awesome talent, and he's going to go somewhere with this whole wrestling thing because he's just really dedicated. And you got, like, you know, CJ Mira.
Or maybe he'll be Chris Chetty.
What?
Or maybe he'll be Chris Chetty and have like 20 kids. And then
yeah, but like I say, it's cool. Like, we put a lot of time in these guys, and you know, one thing that bothers me about the school though is like, you have people that join. You know, you put a lot of time into them. You get really excited because they're getting better and better, and all of a sudden they disappear, and they either have like some personal issues or they just it was just too tough on their bodies or something, and that's unfortunate. But then, like, you got the guys that just stick around that really love it and have a lot of heart for it. You know, we got a new student. His name's Mitch, and I see so much potential in that guy. Like, he goes there hard, trains hard, and I like to see how he's going to unfold. So it's just really exciting to see where they go and how they start, and just see the progression. Really, it's real cool.
Sure. Now, guys, do you see a lot of students that come in? You touched on it briefly, but do you see a lot of students that come in and be like, "Yeah, I could do this," and then, you know, they don't really expect it to be what it really is? Do you get a lot of people like that, or is it, you know, do a lot of these kids coming in understand it?
Yeah, we get quite a few that people think it's all like you know, falling on pillows and not really getting hit, you know, and it's a big wake up call to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to, like, there's a lot of guys that their dream is like, I remember, well, my dream as a kid was just to walk up to a ring and touch the ropes. Okay, like, the coolest thing I thought about WrestleMania 10 was the fan fest that they had in New York City, where they had a ring set up. You could actually walk up to it and touch it. Like, no shit, you could touch those. You could go to the ring and touch it. Like, I want to do that. Like, that was the coolest thing in the world. And then actually, like, you know, if you go to a wrestling school and see a wrestling ring there, I remember when I walked into an abandoned bowling alley and there was a ring set up in the back of the room. They used to run shows there on every one Friday out of the month, and fans were only on two sides of the ring, but it was heaven to me. So, you know, I remember what it felt like to walk into wrestling school the very first day, and people that walk into our wrestling school, like, you know, I get that it's their dream and they want to get in there. Some people, it's just their goal is to see how long they can last and how far they can go. Maybe they can get their first match. Maybe they can get a chance to have a first show. You know, I would never want to think that, you know, I don't want to talk shit about anybody's dream or what their goals are. Everybody does what they do. Like, just the fact that you get in there and you pay your deposit and you get in the ring and you try it one time, like, hey, was it worth my $500 deposit? Yeah, it probably was, because you're going to have a story forever. But, you know, you come through there and you give it a shot and you see what you're made of, and then some guys surprise themselves. Like, you know, the very first day I saw Ben Ortiz, I had the same opinion of him that everybody else does. I stand there like, what the fuck's that guy going to do? Then he gets in there and he does it, and it's the same thing people always thought about me. Like, what the fuck's that guy going to do? And then I go in there and I do it, and they're like, oh, that's what that guy does. Yeah, it's awesome, right? Something different. So when you bring that to the table and you're able to bring that out to some guys that have that different thing, because that's what we had. Like, when you see Hale, you don't think, wow, that guy can do that, but he does. So
I kind of think I look like I can do that.
Now, Hale, you just mentioned earlier in the interview that you were a huge ECW fan back in the day. What's it like that you're actually going to be wrestling in the ECW arena for House of Hardcore coming up in November?
Well, I can't lie. Like, it's not cheesy as it sounds, but it's a dream come true. Like, my first goal was always wrestle in Kids Civic Center. I watched it. I saw every ECW show there that's ever been there. I was always front row, just watching it. I got lucky to train with Tony DeVito for a couple of years. It was like I was kind of like a mark for him. So, like, wrestling in the Philly arena is just really surreal, and I really can't wait just to get the bucket list. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
don't be lame though. Don't be lame.
No, I'm gonna try not to be lame. I'm trying not to get shit.
We were there once. We did when we did the Trent Acid Memorial show.
Oh, Acid Fest? Good.
Remember we did the Trent Acid Memorial show there?
Oh yeah, we walked out. We heard crickets.
Yeah, we walked out together, and then we got the shit. You got eliminated by Big Vito.
Yeah. Well, this is totally different. This is a totally different platform. This is
completely different platform. But just remember that day when we were walking around there. Holy shit! That was a weird day.
Yeah, but we're bringing it back, and it's really gonna be something special.
All right, Vic.
What?
As a business, how do you think professional wrestling is doing today? Do you think it's going in the right direction, or how do you feel about it? All in all, from the top of the top of the list, WWE, all the way down to the very bottom of local independent shows? How do you think it's doing as a whole?
The key to professional wrestling in 2014 is promoting. And you have to have people that know the area that you're trying to promote your show in, and then you need to know how to do it right. And professional wrestling on the WWE level has done so well on their end that the amount of things that everybody complains about where they drop the ball are the things that are just, in a corporate world, they're making what they need to make, and everything else is just extra on top of it. The company will always sustain itself because there's that many people that are interested. I was just there. I saw it. Like, it's a well-oiled machine that's always going to flow and make money. So, the WWE level, it is what it is, and it'll always be what it is. But on the independent level, there's a lot of guys that have a lot of heart, a lot of fight. And they're just trying to figure out what this game is. There's not a lot of veterans that are around anymore. And it's weird that I go into locker rooms now and I'm the veteran guy. And, I'm 32 years old. I started as professional wrestling when I was days into my 20s. I was just 20 years old. So it was actually 19. So it's been a long time for me. Hale started as soon as he finished high school. The next month he's down to wrestling school. So it's weird that we're the guys that stuck around and we have had real lives and then mixed it in with our wrestling lives, and we've managed to mix and merge the two and still be relevant and still see the things that have gone on all the way through these years and the stories that we could tell. If we could ever get Hale to sit down and actually figure out what a ghostwriter does, we could probably write a pretty good book.
Now, I'm going to ask both of you guys this, so I think I know the answer already, but if you knew today that you were going to have to put in tons of hard work, possibly lose friends, get crappy paydays, would you both still want to be professional wrestlers today?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Of course. I mean, I miss funerals, I miss weddings, I miss so many things, but nothing got in the way for me to go wrestle. Nothing.
No, nothing. Not a single thing. It's wrestling has been the big thing of my whole life. That's all I ever wanted to do.
I remember one time, Vic and I head up to Dr. Tom, set up this, this tour down south for us to go. We were doing like 5 different states a week, and we did it for about 9 months. And basically we just, hey Vic, I'm going to quit my job now. You ready? Yeah, I'm quitting my job too. All right, let's go. We just got in the car, had no idea where we were going to go live or anything. We just drove down south and just bummed it for 9 months, traveling to each show, getting paid lousy paydays. Some promoters stiff on us, and then we, treated them horribly after they did that.
You beat up a guy who paid you in toys.
Yeah, some douchebag promoter tried to pay me, pay us in toys. What the fuck am I going to do with toys?
What kind of toys?
It was a toy drive. It was a Toys for Tots benefit. And tried to give the toys away as a payday to the wrestlers.
What do you think? Because you're teachers now. Vic, you said you feel like the veteran now. As a teacher, though, do you guys, what do you think is the most important thing that needs to be taught at a wrestling school? I mean, is there just one thing that, you need to know this day one, and, is there anything that makes sense like that to where, these kids walking in, is there something that they need to know right off the bat that you have to pound it into their foreheads that, this is what we're doing? Yeah. Respect,
100%.
Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of things. I'm just trying to figure out why Hale's answer was 100%. Anyway, as soon as they come to wrestling school, they have to understand that professional wrestling is part of a giant business where there's millions and millions of dollars are made, and there's a game that goes on. It's called politics, and you need to learn how to play things the right way, where you basically need to know who's talking to you, why they're talking to you, and what your goals are. And you need to have the right people in your corner to give you the right advice and lead you in the right direction. And that's what professional wrestling is. It's a series of smart moves and, it's always decisions, decisions that people make and who they associate with and who knows things about their personal lives and, who they are and what they do and what they really believe and what can be held against you. And, that's the best part of House of Hardcore is it's no politics, no bullshit. Here's the best wrestling that's out there. And you get to see the realest and best guys.
Mm-hmm. So with House of Hardcore's, it's House of Hardcore 7 coming up, November to remember at the ECW Arena. You guys will both be wrestling, but also you'll get a chance to watch some of the matches. What matches are you each, I'll start with you, Hale. What match are you looking forward to seeing, or maybe just what performer are you looking forward to seeing? Now, you guys have House of Hardcore 7 coming up. For those of you who are still looking to get tickets, it's houseofhardcore.net.com, not .com. We've heard all about what can happen if you get on .com.
Have we, Jonathan? Have we really?
Well, I've tried both. I'll be honest. So, which performers are you guys most looking forward to seeing down there? I know that the Young Bucks are on the show, the Hardy Boys, Austin Aries. Hale, who is somebody that you're really excited about seeing in a House of Hardcore ring?
I see the Wolves because I haven't seen Eddie Edwards in somewhat a long time. I used to wrestle with him back in the Mike Sparta days in the early 2000s, and it's gonna be cool seeing him, especially the tag, the Wolves in action, especially since Vic and I go in that direction. So that's the night I most want to see right now.
Okay, Vic, who are you excited to see?
Geez, man, I'm just so excited to see. It's a TNA show. I don't know what to say. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, like, what the fuck? You want me to tell you, like, I'm so excited for Ethan Carter III to be there? Like, get the fuck out of the ECW arena, you pussy. Like, that's how I hope the fans treat him. No, I'm very excited to see Ethan Carter III versus Tommy Dreamer. Tommy's going to bring Beulah, and I hope that he beats the living shit out of Ethan Carter III and fucking throws him out the front door, and he lands outside with his fucking tan body and his stupid abs and the whole shit. He gets the fuck out of the building. I hope he doesn't change near me. I hope he's nowhere near me, and he's just as fucking phony as the rest of them that come to the House of Hardcore shows, like the big dog, and like Tommy's like, oh, we got to treat these guys real nice and do all this good stuff. Like, no, yeah, I'm not excited to see Ethan Carter III. I'm not excited to see any of these dudes that are there. If you want to be there, you better earn it, because we helped create something where you got to earn it to be there. Like, I pay my House of Hardcore dues every single day. I leave my family at home and go pay my House of Hardcore dues. What do you do, Ethan Carter III? Pay your House of Hardcore dues. Like, you know, are you selling tickets? You selling that building out? You selling iPay-per-views? I fucking hope so, man. That's who I'm looking forward to seeing. Yeah, let's see Ethan Carter III. Can't wait.
Wow, that's
awesome.
That is awesome.
Nobody else feels the same way, I'm sure. I'm sure, like, it's a big day.
Well,
100%, man. Like that.
I have to say that I think that this is something that maybe other promotions lack, is just the heart. Because, you know, if you're WWE, you can kind of I'm not going to say you're going to skate by, but you've got your reputation. You're the biggest in the land right now, you know, and TNA, God knows what they're doing, but you guys have this emotion, and I think that's what makes it successful, because you make everybody feel what you're feeling right now, and you are I guess I want to say the little promotion that could, but I don't want to sound too cheesy, but I definitely think that this is what sets House of Hardcore apart from the rest, is just hearing what you guys have to say like that.
Well, it's the truth, man. Like, I mean, we gotta make these posters, and we gotta sell tickets to people to come to these shows, and, you know, like, I'm the bad guy, Vik Dalishus, and I think I'm Jesus Christ and everything, but what makes me fucking sick is that people want to buy wrestling ticket to come see these guys we put on the poster that have continuously, you know, kind of like always been presented with the challenge to step up, and they like habitually show up on these shows and expect to be treated like superstars sometimes. You're not a superstar to me. Like, when we, like, these last shows, like, MVP proved to me, like, that dude stepped up. That dude is, like, for real to me. Like, he did awesome when he was on our shows. Like, you want to be on the poster, you want me included in all this stuff. So when you come to House of Hardcore, you bring it. Like, you show everybody what it's all about. Like, I can't wait for this show and everybody, like, to see. Like, every spot is coveted this time. Like, it's not like Tommy's giving away, like, spots on the show to anybody. Like, we're in the ECW arena, and if you want on the show, you're gonna have to prove it. And every single guy that goes out there is gonna be like, follow that, and it's gonna be that look when you come through the curtain and follow that. And that's a locker room that I want to be a part of. It's not all about animosity, and it's not about, like, you know, like, just prove it. If you're Ethan Carter III, you're the guy that's number one. Like, yeah, you look great, man, but, like, let's prove it in that building. Like, you earn your stripes that night. If you earn your stripes that night, you'll never hear shit from me. And I've always been that way. You earn your stripes and you never hear shit from me, because I know I've earned my stripes. Anybody that fucking doubts it, then fuck you. But like, earn your stripes. That's what's up.
All right, guys. Now, being, I don't want to use the word, but being like an independent wrestler, being a pro wrestler, have you guys ever hit that low point in your career that you thought you were going to be done with pro wrestling, or does it just, you know, is it something that's, you know, it's your life, you know, you just have to do it until the day you die? But, you know, has there ever been a point, though, where you ever thought you just wanted to quit and walk away from it?
Yeah, it happens. Like, sometimes you're really extremely disappointed with some of the outcomes. Like, you go to tryouts and such, and it really doesn't it really does a number on your brain. But with this wrestling, man, it chased me my whole life. It just always chases me, and it'll never leave. It just, you know, Vic will say the same thing. Like, you can't leave it. It just keeps chasing you, chasing you, chasing you, and like. it's just that's how it is. Once wrestling grabs you, it never lets go.
Mm-hmm. What about you? For you, Vic, was there ever that low point where just something happened maybe, and you just you thought you wanted to end your career?
I think as you grow up in wrestling, you learn you learn different perspectives, and you learn the things that make you, happy and successful, and the things that are acceptable to you for what you consider a good career. Not everybody makes it to the show. Not every minor league baseball player makes it to the Yankees. Not makes it up to the main show. You don't always get there, and there's some guys who get a chance to have a taste of it, and there's some guys that get close, and you can't discount any of those people or any of those things that they've done because they all contribute to the world that we love with this wrestling thing. There's been times where I hated the journey and I was bitter and angry about it, but that just made me kind of who I was through what I've done. And
one thing
really hope that my perspective continues to change. It gets better. So.
And one thing for sure is when you pursue wrestling and you're in and out of it, and you're just and you really strive to try to succeed in it. If you choose to choose the other world, what people would say the normal world, the career world, go to college, do all that stuff. It's not really that challenging, to be honest. So what wrestling does to you, and all the politics, all the nonsense, all the other stuff, it really, really prepares you for the world. And if you can survive chasing the dream of wrestling, you can survive anything. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense.
Of course.
Sometimes that comes out like that.
No, it makes sense.
Okay, so we've kind of went over, we've kind of skipped around and stuff, but going back to training and being part of House of Hardcore, when you guys see this new crop of people that want to become wrestlers come in, is there one thing that all the newcomers try to do that you guys are just you just hang your head, shake your head? Is the first thing they want to do is jump off the top rope, or?
As weird as I feel like they always get in there and do the same thing. They all get in there and have no idea what to do. They kind of walk awkward and kind of touch the ropes, and they lean on them. And one of my first things I always like to go over is when they run the ropes. Just run the ropes how you think you should run them. Just my own. I pop myself, and they walk so awkwardly and hit the ropes. I'm like, man, that sucks. You waited your whole life to run the ropes like that. Oh man, this is just shit. And then you show them the right way and it unfolds. But it's just I want to talk with them when they first see them. They just see what their natural abilities are.
Seeing a guy get punched in the face for the first time is pretty fantastic. I always, if anybody, we get a guy who's never been punched in the face before, we always ask questions, ever been in a fight before, all that other stuff. You get a guy who's never been punched in the face before, I always make sure that I'm the one that does it. It's not going to be another one of my students. You're not going to get punched by anybody else. You're going to get punched by me because I trust myself. But, when you see a guy get punched in the face for the first time, he's like, what's that guy? Like, wow. It's like that. And then they kind of decide, do I want to do this anymore or no?
Sure.
Lightning round.
Vic, your favorite musical?
Grease.
Grease?
Yeah, I'm confused by that.
It was the first. I went to the dinner theater in Elmsford at the Westchester County Theater, and I saw Grease live, and that was my first one that I saw as far as a musical. So that's what I went with my answer.
Okay, Hale. what is your favorite band of all time?
Favorite band? I guess I'd have to say, well, I'd say Nirvana is the best band. I would probably Nirvana for myself.
Okay.
Vic, thoughts on Hale Collins?
I don't know, man. Like, he's the most misunderstood and also over-understood person that I've ever met in my life. He gets way more credit and not enough credit for the right and the wrong things all the time. I was the best man for him. He's right there next to me. We've gone through. It's weird, man. You live a whole life, and all of a sudden, like, you go through the journey with just like a few kind of people. Sometimes you get like a best friend, or you get a husband, or you get a wife, and like you only get one shot at this whole life thing. And I've spent a good amount of time living with that guy, and as frustrating as it can be sometimes, he's one of the best dudes in the world. So.
All right, Hale, what are your thoughts on Vic?
Well, hey, this is mine. But it's pretty cool. Like, I'm lucky enough to, like, not to sound like, cheesy or whatever, but I'm lucky enough to find a guy that, like, wanted the same passion that I wanted. He's really cool to, like, travel with and everything. We were ups and downs of the road. We're like married, but not gay. So it's like, it's kind of, and, like, I know everything about him. He knows everything about me. Like, I tell him everything that's going on in my life. He tells me everything that's going on in his life. And it's a fun ride to share with someone, because a lot of people don't really get that. They don't really travel through life and get to share every moment with the other person in a way. So it's kind of cool, and especially in the wrestling business. I can, like, if someone says they 100% trust someone in wrestling, they're fucking lying. But I 100% trust Vic Dalishus, unless he has a chair in his hand. You know what I mean? So, but 100% trust until the chair is in his hand. I don't trust him at all.
Vic, favorite Poughkeepsie moment?
Standing behind the curtain the very first time before Cinderella Man played on the way to the ring. Oh, no, not the Cinderella Man. Well, I changed that. The Cinderella Man was good because everybody wanted to boo me real bad. But when we went out as the Now the first time, and we had cans with the rap music and the whole shit, the very first time we went out there and wrestled Robbie E. and Romeo. Mm-hmm. That's got to be that was pretty much the best ever. That was awesome. Like, and then, like, that was the biggest, like, baby face, like, cheer I ever got. But then when I went out there for Cinderella Man, oh man, they fucking hated me that time.
Okay, Hale, what's your favorite moment in Poughkeepsie?
Without a doubt, the ladder match. Like, the ladder match was so fun. Because Vic and I are, like, huge marks for the ladder match, and we always wanted to be in one, especially, like, in front of our hometown. And we both looked at each other like, we're going to go out there and kill ourselves, and it's going to be awesome. So like that was like a real fun night, and we got to really show how sick our minds really are.
Both of you, Tommy Dreamer.
Tommy Dreamer is everything that everybody always says he is. He's the coolest, most honest, like, loves wrestling kind of dude you could ever want to be around. Truly wants the best for everybody. He does his best to make sure that everybody gets their shot. Like, goes out of his way to give you an opportunity, and, like, just like a real honest, awesome, like, good guy. It's very rare to find a guy like Tommy Dreamer, and very rare to find people who say the same thing about somebody all throughout their whole career. Tommy Dreamer lives up to it 100%.
Yeah, it's just, sometimes I think about it, it's kind of surreal to me, because, as a kid, I looked up to him, in ECW and such, and I always thought, he never, as a fan, he never sold out, he never went, and stuck with me, and throughout, my career, I got in contact with him a couple camps and such. I stayed in touch with him, and he really is he really is a straight shooter. He just tells you how it is. He doesn't really bullshit you, and I really appreciate that, because nothing worse than getting bullshitted in wrestling. It's just a waste of time. And Tommy Dreamer is not here to waste anyone's time. If and we're picking on very fortunate to have that guy by our side, during training and such, just to get to pick his brain, see how it works, see how it ticks, and it's a great opportunity for us. But Tommy Dreamer is just a real dude. That's all I really can say.
Okay, so this one's for both of you guys, and I'm hoping that this isn't a complete train wreck what I'm about to do. But the last question is, when do you want it?
Now.
Cheap.
Yeah, I think that worked as well as I thought it would.
Cheap pop.
I want to change my answer. I'm most looking forward to seeing Kurt Hawkins at House Hardcore.
All right.
Lightning round.
Oh, come on. You want to see Lance Hoyt?
Oh, yeah. No, the Majors brothers with their tassels and stuff. It was good stuff.
Now, guys, we talked a lot tonight. We're going to talk a lot more in the days to come. But as far as social media goes, Vic, I know you're all over Twitter and Facebook. And Hale, I know you're out there kind of trying, maybe. Do you guys, do you guys want to give some plugs out to where the fans can find you and follow you and all that?
Yeah, I guess I'll lead the charge on that one. On Facebook,
I'm tagging you in. I'm tagging you in.
On Facebook, you can find us under our first name Vik, V-I-K, last name Hale, H-A-L-E. We share the Facebook, so you can leave stuff on there. We promote from there. It's the majority of all the people that know us pretty much go on there. For Twitter, you can follow me at Vik Dalishus, VikDalishus, spell it right, Bronies. I'm on there. I'm pretty much uncensored. It probably cost me a few jobs here and there. Hale _ Collins on Twitter. But I promise, no matter anybody who sends him any messages, he can't read them, can't go on there. Whoever tweets for him, it's not him. I'm on Facebook as Vik Dalishus too. Hale Collins on Facebook. Oh no, he does post on the Hale Collins Facebook. I'll give him credit for that. He does have a Hale Collins Facebook. He knows how to post.
Very
easy. Hey, I love pizza. What's everybody's favorite kind of pizza out there?
Pepperoni.
It's a very valuable question.
Hey, guys, I do want to say that.
Of course, houseofhardcore.net.
Yes.
.com.
And at House of Hardcore, too, on Twitter.
Yeah, at House of Hardcore on Twitter, all that good stuff. It's all on there.
Now, guys, I'm going to bring this up right now. Your trainers at House of Hardcore, me and Jonathan Benjamin want to bring a video and film a video at House of Hardcore on what it's like to be a professional wrestler. And I think me and Jonathan want to step in the ring one day with you guys and see what it's like, basically. Would that?
You're in the ring and look around.
Could that happen? Could we do that?
Oh yeah.
I just want to get punched in the face by Vik Dalishus.
That's pretty much what I want to film. So I just we'll be happy with just. I think we'll be happy with just getting a shot of Vic punching Jonathan in the face. So I'll throw him under the bus for that. So.
Yes, it'll be fantastic. I promise that It'll be very gentle.
Okay, I can dig that. I want my whole tryout to be very awkward. I want to trip over the second rope whenever I come in. I want I want the full treatment.
When you go to climb over to the top rope, you have to step like 2 feet on the bottom rope, 2 feet on the middle rope, and then up to the top rope.
Also, we were going to bring Ethan Carter with us as well. I don't know if that's all right or not, but
no, yeah, definitely you should bring Ethan Carter. He's totally underrated and stuff.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us tonight. It was great. House of Hardcore, guys, 7 in Philadelphia at the Arena. Can't wait.